Welcome to Out of the Rough. I'm Fred Arnold, and in this show we're going to highlight opportunities and solutions to help get you out of the rough and into success, both personally and professionally. In these tough economic times, I want to provide you practical solutions to many of today's challenges. And today I've got Lloyd Sreden. Lloyd Sreden is a certified public accountant with the CPA firm of Kory Sreden Morgan. Very involved in the community. Lloyd has served on the Santa Cruz Valley Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, also as a coach and the controller of the Hart Baseball and Softball Little League out here, Rotary International, and currently on the COC Foundation Board. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate the invitation.
I'm excited to have you because you believe in Southern California, you believe in our city, and you are passionate about what you do. And so today we're going to talk about ways a professional who's either getting a company going, ways in which they can form their organization legally. So tell me, what are the different ways in which you can form your company when starting one?
The different ways are C corporations, S corporations, partnerships, limited liability companies, and sole proprietorships.
And sole proprietorships are the ones we typically see, which you file on your normal tax return. And then, of course, there's the partnerships, LLCs, and the different corporations. And I want to focus today on S corporations. It's one of the ways in which you can organize. And why is it most common that the business owners file S corporations, small business owners?
As a corporation, you're limiting your liability is one of the issues. The other issue with an S corporation is it avoids double taxation, and also the profits and losses flow through to the individuals. And if somebody's just starting out and they're able to take losses to offset their ordinary income on their individual tax return, that's a big benefit.
Yeah, that can be huge. And I like the one avoiding double taxation. That's really important. And it's a very good way to get your gains and losses. So let's talk about shareholders. How many shareholders can be in an S corporation? Tell me about the shareholders.
The shareholders, you can have up to 100 shareholders in the corporation, and you cannot have preferred stock in an S corporation. So if there's dividends that are going to be paid to the shareholders, they have to be in their ownership percentage. So if there's going to be several shareholders, you have to be careful how you're going to pay them if somebody isn't worthy of the amount of dividend they're going to get.
And if you're going to go public, since you're only allowed to have 100 shareholders, that wouldn't work.
That's correct.
Yeah, good point. How can those that set up under an S corporation, how do they get paid? How do they distribute their earnings to themselves?
That's a good question, Fred. One of the benefits of an S corporation is that it reduces payroll taxes on the money that's paid to the shareholders. So the two ways they can get paid is whether it's going to be a dividend or a salary.
And what's the difference between the two? Now let's talk about salary. Salary is typical that most employees have. Tell us about the salary component and what taxes are taken out on a salary.
On a salary, they're going to have taken out all the payroll taxes, which is going to be disability, state withholding, federal withholding, Social Security, which is FICA, and the Medicare. And this has been a lot of scrutiny with the IRS in reference to how do you determine a salary in an S corporation. We were lucky enough, for one of our clients to get audited, and we were a test case, with the IRS. And the shareholder had taken out $60,000 in salary and $270,000 in dividends. And the IRS wanted to know how we came up with that.
How you came up with that formula, because it's more advantageous to take it as a dividend versus a salary.
That's correct. And they thought we were a little bit too aggressive in this area. So they went on salary.com to come up with the amount of the salary, and they said, well, the salary should be $151,000 based on the entity. And then what we did was we argued and showed why the salary should be at $60,000, and the shareholder only worked 3 days a week, and he had several employees that were working for him, and we showed that he made dividends off of all the other employees that were working for him.
And so the key point is make sure you have a tax professional that, one, knows what they're doing, that's large enough to have experience, real practical experience, so they can defend you.
That's correct.
Yeah, very important. What are some of the downsides? There's got to be a few downsides to an S corp.
One of the downsides on an S corporation is we had talked about the up to 100 shareholders that are allowed to be in the entity, and the other thing is fringe benefits. They're limited on the number of benefits that could be paid in a S corporation as compared to a C corporation.
Yeah, so there are a few limits, and it's important to seek out a professional like Lloyd and his firm. And we only have about a minute, and I want to ask you real quickly, the one thing I love about Lloyd's firm is each of you specialize, each partner and individual that works here has a specialty.
That's correct. There's just too much going on with the IRS, with all the new tax acts going on and all the pages that there is. I think the last one was like 30,000 pages. So we have different people in our office that specialize in different things. For example, Ron Morgan is a certified estate planning specialist, and Trevor Rice is a certified valuation analyst, which he's licensed to do business valuations.
Yeah, auditing, among other things. So it's really critical that you choose a CPA firm that can represent you properly in both your personal and your business life. How can those that want to reach you, Lloyd, and watch this on the internet, how can those reach you?
We're on the old road on 24961 down the street from In-N-Out Burger and Remax and Sit and Sleep.
So you should know where it is if you know where In-N-Out is.
Exactly. An easy phone number to remember. It's 661-286-1040.
Lloyd, thank you very much for coming. We're going to jump to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to have Frank DiTomaso on taking advantage of SBA loans. We'll be right back.